this is, since this is symmetrical here, I went ahead and did half of the side here. I put this stone in a frame with 3 wires that are joined here at the bottom, 2 at the back to hold the stone in place. And I used square 20 gauge at the front, and I twisted it, and 2 round ones on the side to keep it in place as well. And this wire here is 2 20 gauge round copper wire that I twisted together, and it's forming my main base here. And so I took that right side and I made this loop here and made my curly Q here. And then I took the 2 this is the front square twisted wire that I took down and twisted and put in place, and this is a top round wire, and did another curly Q, and I put it in place right here along the rest, so that side is all secure. So now I'm going to do this other side. I'm going to try to match it here. Yeah, about right there, about right there. Okay, so I'm taking my round nose pliers and gonna twist it around. Oops, sorry, still getting used to this camera, looking through my camera. Now, in the morning, it's pretty late right now, I'm going to take this, I'm going to pound it all down with a hammer. When you do that, it hardens your wire. And maybe I'll make some of this flat as well. I don't know yet. So I'm going to try to shape this side a little rounded. Okay. A lot of this I do with my fingers, but you're welcome to do. Okay, so that's what I did here. I'm going to move this out of my way some. And then I took about, so that's going to end right there. I took about 1 inch. I'm going to cut that. Here, kind of squeeze my ends together a little bit so that those ends don't come about. I'm going to really pound this middle part down real well tomorrow. I don't want to wake my kids up with the pounding. Okay. Oh. Alright, so now I'm going to twist this up and around. Get that going. And then squeeze it with my needle nose and continue that rounding process. Oop. Okay. All right, so here we are. And this, again, this is going to be a hair piece. Okay, so that's going to be like that. I'm going to take my square wire and bring it down like the other one before I get this all in place here. Okay, there we go. And before I cut this, I made sure that both of my ends were all even. Okay. Okay. Now go back and even this all out after, when I'm off camera. A little easier to do. Oop. All right, so there's that. I'm gonna take this and squeeze it in just a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and form those two. I'm gonna take some I got some 22 gauge half round wire that I've secured all this. And I'm not liking that curly Q. It's not quite there. Okay, well, like I said, I'll fix this and straighten it all out later. Okay. I'm going to have the flat side of my half round against my wire. Okay. And I'm going to put it through this piece to pull it in place. There we go. Okay. See that? All right, so that's wrapped around there 3 times. And I'm going to go around just the one. To hold it in place better. So now I'm going to snip this. Pretty close. Oh. There we are, right there. There's that front side right there. Squeeze that real good. Okay. Then we'll go ahead and squeeze it down. Okay, so that's secured. Now we're going to take my twisted square wire there and do the same like we did right here. Okay, rounded nose pliers. That started. Oh. Could probably cut this just a little shorter to match that. All right, I'm gonna cut another small piece of 22 gauge half round. And secure this piece in place. I did that right there. Okay. Again, the flat part of our half round is going to be against our other wires. Squeeze down your wires real good and tight. Okay, so here we are. We got our hair piece. I did kind of sketch out a little bit what I was doing. You can see I did a little differently. This is my stick that's going to go through. I'm going to make a stick that goes all the way through to wrap for the hair to be pinched in. But in the morning, like I said, I'll take my hammer to this and pound it down to harden it and probably to form it a little bit in a little bit of a U shape. But there we are. I think that'll be good. Okay guys, so I'm finally finished. I'm sorry this video is a little vague. I was procrastinating on this one and getting it done for a friend, and so I just had to show you guys it a little bit. Not as well as I would have liked, but that's okay. All right, so I was going to do my stick out of my 20 gauge copper like this and twist it up real nice and pretty, but found out that it's a little too flimsy for my stick was. So, and 20 gauge is my biggest wire that I have. I actually need to order some bigger sizes, like 18 or 16 for my hair, for more base wires and things like that. But I was trying to think of what I could do for my stick, and I had some of these Impress Art stuff that I have not used yet, and so I had the smaller copper things. So I'm like, well, let's see what we can do with that. So I took this and I just dressed it up some with my my hammer. And I actually kind of like that it's not perfect, that it's a little rough. I bent the end here and put my wire through for a little fancy little end. And so this is going to go on the hair. This is going to go in, wrap around the hair, and go through. And I'll show a picture of this at the end and show it. Okay. So that is going to be, that's our finished product right there. So all this back here will be hidden by hair. So Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. And I actually really enjoyed doing this. I'm gonna have to perfect a few more hair pieces. Next time, if I do this again, I will use some bigger base wire. But this is pretty cool. I put this in my hair and it worked good. My hair's kind of thin though, and so it was pretty loose, but my friend's hair is really thick, so I actually think it'll be just perfect. So for my hair though, I would need something a little tighter, you know, like these wings that come out. I would need smaller, but it's strong enough and still flimsy enough that it curves around the hair just right. So if you're gentle with it, you can form it some and then form it back. But you got to be careful in forming things not to kink it, because it'll break, but you can bend it a little bit. Anyways, so there we go. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks. Bye.